first time I told my mother I want to come home for holiday, and she said it's too expensive. And I remember saying to her one day, I'm going to make it cheaper. So flying has always been a big part of my life, obviously because I was at school far, far away. So, and then my mother was flying a lot, so it's something that is personal to me. Make luck, you got to see luck, and you got to grab luck. Luck by itself, if you don't, it was luck that Richard Branson walked in that door when I was walking out. But then you've got to grab that opportunity when you see it. So luck comes your way, but you've got to go and grab it to make it useful to you. Most of my life has been intuition. You don't have a Google data stack to analyze whether, I should meet Richard Branson now. I think too much is paralysis by analysis. And yes, I know I'm trying to change my company into a data-driven company, but I never want to lose that feel of spontaneity, that feel of a computer doesn't have the human intelligence and the human feel or emotion to make a decision. So, not at the moment. Maybe one day they will replicate the brain. But right now, I'm still much more intuition. My wife tells me that I trust people too easily. But I still think out of 10 times, 8 times it worked, 2 times it doesn't. I wouldn't be who I am if I didn't. Right? But life is like that. You can sit down and never meet someone, have a few whiskeys, and you feel close to someone, then, life is like that. If you overplan it, if you overthink it, if you overdo it, nothing will ever happen. People overthink sometimes, and life is actually quite simple, right? If you look at the very extreme, Donald Trump, I don't agree with 90% of what he says, but he has a very simple message, and he responds to his audience. His audience loves his message. So I don't think he analyzes it and has a big strategy thinking or whatever. He just keeps it simple. He keeps his message simple. So keep your life simple. Life is much easier when you keep your life simple. I suppose it comes down to the transparency of life. I suppose people connect to you when you're honest and transparent. It gets me into trouble sometimes, but I am what I am, and I'm transparent, and I just say what I feel, and maybe that provides the connection. It's not contrived. I don't think, people are going to like this, or should I do this, or this picture with my wife is going to be great. I just do it. And so I allow my people to be genuine. I make a joke of it, but AirAsia crew, every single one is an individual. Every single pilot is an individual, every staff. While many airlines, they all look the same because they are forced to look in a certain way, put a bun in their hair, do this, do that. So I want my staff to feel happy, to look great, to want to, and no one cabin crew manager can tell them what to look like. So we trust, we allow them to be themselves, and that kind of makes them happier. Well, my employees are why AirAsia is successful. Anyone can start a low-cost airline. There are hundreds have done it. The difference between success and failure is down to the people in the airline. And I love my people. I love people. It helps, right? It helps. I have a minder now who actually is pulling me away from meeting people because of interviews and stuff like that. But I'd be quite happy to spend half an hour taking pictures and meeting people. Sometimes it gets a bit too much, but people are very important in AirAsia. People are very important to me. my whole life has been about relationships, and I credit AirAsia's success because of the people. You know, this is like a new toy. We'll have to learn how to control it and how to use it to its best ability. But you know, I had the worst day of my life when we lost an aircraft in Surabaya. Social media kept me alive and kept people informed of what's going on. And so those are the good things about social media. Social media keeps me informed of things I've done wrong, of things AirAsia have done wrong. And it allows me to communicate to a much larger audience, and that audience communicate back to me, right? I mean, before it was SMS, right? How many people could SMS you? So I'm pro any technology. I don't think we should hold technology back. I left the music industry because they didn't support Napster. And anything that's changed is going to be good and bad. It's how we learn to use it and best control it and use it in the best ability. But overall, I think it's been good for us. So you had the first industrial revolution, the second industrial revolution, the third, which was mechanization and stuff. And now you have this fourth industrial revolution, and the millennials are the heart of changing the world. I hope the millennials make this world a better place, and less about race, less about religion, less about color, and more about working together. My advice to the young people is don't overthink it. Don't try to be billionaires and start all thinking you want to be unicorns or ponycons or whatever cons there are. Just go out there and do something and make a difference, because it's a great time to be young and alive, and we live in a great world. My life has always been about being positive, you know, and there's some dark days, as I mentioned, where it's hard to be positive, but it's much more fun to be positive. And that's the only thing I say to the millennials. Sometimes they're a little bit negative, and they're a little cynical and a little bit introverted, and maybe we've lost that power and that art of conversation because everyone's on messaging apps and everyone's on Facebook and stuff. But whatever revolution happens, whatever technology happens, nothing beats a face-to-face meeting and a bit of fun.